So I would like to ask only one question, like what actually motivated you to start something like this, which no one has started in the world of open source?
We're calling this the first open studio session at Aviyel. And essentially, the idea here is to build a forum for people, the content creators in the community, to interact, share their thoughts, give us feedback on all that we've been doing, tell us what we can do better. And content writing is such a lonely kind of job, right? You're sitting by yourself and you're writing all the time. And we definitely thought it would be great to have a mixer so that all the content creators can meet each other and interact with each other. So that's the idea.
I want to sort of spend time here is sort of in talk about what we are trying to achieve. So I'm sure actually all you guys actually deep in terms of building open source projects and consuming it, right? So what we felt was the fact that open is great, in terms of what it offer, but in terms of the people who actually get involved, they sort of miss out, right?
One community, the other monetization, one is going to support the other. That is the thought process. We believe what a company or let's say a startup can achieve by building a team around it, building a team around an idea and working together. The same thing is possible if the community is brought together, if they're incentivized enough. We think the community can drive a product, can drive a very successful model around an open source project.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I have a question.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone to give this opportunity to speak and join Aviyel. So I was really searching since long, like 1 year I've been working with communities and I've been searching for someone who have come with the similar mindset and similar idea. I'm glad that I found Aviyel here who are working to make open source for the best potential. So I would like to ask only one question, like what actually motivated you to start something like this, which no one has started in the world of open source?
I don't think actually, the second part of the question, people have started. I think we spoke a lot of folks actually tried to build a sustainable monetization around open source, but it's a very hard problem. It's been around for 20-25 years, right? So I think and partially because the way open source has evolved also sort of made it hard for monetization.
Do you accept an external technical contribution, or you are the only ones who say, okay, we want to add a login button, we are the only ones to do it and no external influence?
So yes, it completely comes to a discretion of the maintainers. So we are actually, like I said, when we onboard a project, we are not actually hijacking anything. It's still owned by the maintainers, right? So you can go to the GitHub, their README and their page where they clearly talks about what kind of contribution they're looking at. So if you make a PR, if they accept it, it's all yours.
So Tapas, here are a few questions that we at Aviyel want to ask you. So first question is, how did you become a technical content writer?
Okay, so I think I'm writing since last 2.5 years very actively. It all started with my own documentation of solving a problem. At office or my side hustles, whenever there is a problem, it's just that I don't have to repeat the same thing again. I used to write a lot of readme.md files, and then one fine day I thought, okay, it's like if I share the same thing, maybe it's going to solve somebody else's problem. And that's how I opened my blog at Hashnode, and I started getting a lot of good responses from there. People are appreciating it's solving their problem, the real life problem. That's kind of motivated me enough to go for it, and that's how it started.
That's good. So our next question is, in your opinion, what makes a content piece remarkable? What do you think?
See, when what I understood, the content creation has multiple steps. One is you have to plan, then you have to research, then finally you have to probably experiment it out, and then finally you're putting into the words and sentences. the last part, the word and sentences, whatever your consumer sees, that's probably the easiest part, in my opinion, because writing is the easiest part.
Thank you. So yeah, next question is like, how would you like us to promote your content once it is published, and what other channels and strategies would you like us to use other than the existing ones that we are using? So
I think right now I see Twitter is one of the social media platform where Aviyel is very active in terms of doing this content stuff. I have seen a good amount of traction that is available on LinkedIn as well, right? You guys are already doing. So those two are really good. Apart from that, if we, as a content writer, probably we'll have our own blogs and our own mediums, right? Our own channels. If we kind of start talking about it, this content, and maybe the content is not the right focus. The focus could be the product behind it. If we just starting from there and then putting the content in front of it, that is going to get a lot of buy-in. So it could be Hackathon, or it could be dev.to, or Hashnode, or our personal blog, the entire journey. Even I think that there could be some. I am a frequent writer to Free Code Camp also. So what I see is like, people can write about products, right? The thing that they're working on, the open source stuff, they write their journey, their, the potential, everything. So even that, and that has a very, very big mass of number of people that go to Free Code Camp to learn about anything, and the kind of high regard they have for that particular platform. That could be another platform where some of the content creators from Aviyel can consolidate things and start putting some content over there so that it reaches more people finally. So I say these avenues should be good enough for spreading the words.
Thanks so much, Tapas, for doing this. We'll definitely connect again, and we'll
My
do a
pleasure.
longer creator spotlight where we can ask you more questions.
Sure, anytime. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, bye.